Hello, Hollywood Times viewers. Judy Shields here. Today we welcome back one of the hottest female singer-songwriters of country music, Allie Colleen. I love your name. So cool.
How are you doing? It's good to see you.
I am so good. Thanks a million for taking the time to talk with us. I know we have a lot to talk about. It was such a great pleasure meeting you for the first time in Nashville back in June. What a talented young woman you are.
Thank you. CMA Fest is a wild world, so we're happy that you were came along with us that day. It was a good day.
Yeah, I felt so special. I said, you were the queen, but I felt like your little princess behind you, you know? I'd never experienced it
That's
that
sweet. That
way.
makes me feel very cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Been there many times as a fan from way back in the 90s. I met Alan Jackson for the first time in 1990, and I was so excited and nervous to see him. I even had a fake cast that I took so people can autograph it, and you push a button and it fell off. Oh, the look on his face. I wish we had it, our
Oh my
cameras back then.
gosh. I feel like you hit Alan Jackson just probably. I feel like your guys' height difference is
Oh,
pretty adorable.
yes, for sure.
Pretty adorable.
So that was pretty cool. So to be able to hang out with you and see it in a different way was, that's a bucket list right there.
Yeah. No, it was a good day. We were happy that you came and hung out with us. Anytime I can make someone feel cool, that makes me feel pretty cool. So thanks for hanging out with
Yes.
us. It was a good
And
day.
like I said, we have so much to talk about, but I really love how you hang out and meet your fans at your merch tables, and especially the meet and greets backstage where you trade those cool looking rubber duckies for unique stuff. The fans are willing to part with you for an autographed ducky. And folks, I have to tell you, I traded my blue cowboy hat earrings that I've had
Yes.
forever
I
with
got it in my
her
treasure box.
for a
Mhm.
square Minecraft ducky. It's priceless. So are you still doing that? What does your box look
Yeah,
like
so
now?
so that came up from I was a Renaissance Festival kid. I used to go to the Renaissance Festival every year with my mom. We loved it, like absolutely loved it. And a lot of people don't realize, but a lot of the people that work in the Renaissance festivals are really like it's kind of their job to help children interact as well, like as they're
Oh,
growing up and they're like in this like in the thing. So you can trade with almost anyone who works at the Renaissance festivals. So when I was a kid, I would go and find like, I don't know, anything I could, whether it was like a beetle or if I found like a soda cap bottle on the ground or like anything. If like, I found anything, I would go and I would ask the people at the Renaissance Festival. I said, "Hey, would you like to trade with me?" And they would always have like a little marble or like something that they had brought that day, like to trade with kids, like to help them socialize. And I always thought it was so fun. So we just do a for trade system at my merch table, and it's always something different. It sometimes it's like something that I found on my way out the door that day. Sometimes I'll sit at home and make like keychains or something just fun for an hour or so, and I'll trade those.
yeah.
And then if I don't have anything prepared and you come up and you trade with me, then you usually get whatever Allie has on that day. I gave a little girl my bracelet yesterday that my mom bought
Oh,
me, and I didn't think about it until later. But then I was on TikTok live later that day also, and she was commenting and she goes, I came home with your bracelet and I like put it in a special place and I'm gonna take care of it forever. And I was like, that little girl's taking better care of that bracelet than I was. Like, this is fine. This is fine. It's okay. I'll go. I can go get another one. So I love the trade system. I love it. I love it. I
oh.
love it. It's absolute nonsense, but I do love the trade system. And like you said, your little blue cowboy hat earring is in a little treasure box at my house, just with other miscellaneous items that I've traded for.
That is so cool. So what does it mean to you to be able to meet your fans at your concerts like that?
Um, there's always those kind of horror stories of people meeting their heroes and it not going very good. You know what I mean? And how, sometimes it's like, just leave your heroes your heroes. Don't try and meet them. Like just don't
Yeah.
try and meet them. And I've been very lucky. I can't think of too many people, even though I can think of a couple of people who maybe were disappointing to me as a kid when I met them, or maybe I caught them on a bad day, or whatever the case may be. So I think it's a huge fear of mine to be that horror story for somebody. I just if you care about me at all, or if you've invested any time, even listening to a song or interacting with a post or anything like that, like I would like to show up for you also when you meet me. So we really try and make it an experience, make it something fun, make it something memorable when we get the chance to interact with the people that have showed up to our shows and spent money and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was great to be there to see that live too. That was an amazing experience. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. No, it's a blast for me. It's a blast.
Well, next, tell us about the beautifully broken tour with Jelly Roll. What was Canada like?
I'm
Oh,
so excited. The Beautifully Broken tour, we leave out on October 29th. And I don't know what day it is today, but I know it is not October 29th. Okay.
it's
That's
Friday
all I
the 13th,
know.
Allie.
It is Friday the
Friday
13th,
the
actually,
13th.
and I'm very happy about that because I think I'm gonna hit my millions. I hit my million streams on Friday the 13th. So today's a really good day for me. It's a perfect day. So I hit my million streams for Hills and Horns today, actually. But um we haven't got to be a part of the tour yet. So we start in October with the last 20 cities. We did get to perform and open for him in Canada, but it wasn't a part of the Beautifully Broken tour in the
Okay.
sense of I still haven't got to experience that stage yet. I don't know what it looks like, but I know it has 2 long catwalks and I can't wait to see it.
Oh, wow.
And I am so excited. I feel so underprepared in the sense of I know life is not for comparison, but I've just been following the tour all year with all the different openers. And right now, currently it's Warren Ziders and Alexandra McKay. And um, she has a different outfit for every night and she looks so good. And she has like wardrobe like cases, you know what I mean? Like she's toured before and I'm showing up with like my Shein jean shorts, my black tank tops, just holding on for dear life. But I'm so excited. I'm so
Oh,
excited. I feel a little underprepared in the sense of like we're just little baby independent artists, you know what I mean? It's the first tour we ever got to be a part of. So as much as we're very confident in our set, I love my set. I'm very confident about the energy of our set and all the stuff. Like it's all gonna be good. But then when it comes down to just those little things like having lighting, or like having a wardrobe case or like having anything like that, we kind of feel like little babies, but we're so excited.
so what did you do when you went to Canada? It was just, what was that
So
about?
when we went to Canada, it was a charity show for the
Okay.
young Indigenous youth of Ontario, and it's a
Okay.
charity that we've worked with for a long time. And so that was me directly opening up for Jelly, and then a woman named Callie Twisselman played before me, and so it was just us three that night. So we got to do direct support for Jelly, which was wild. But that theater it was still the largest place I've played. I think he sold just under 7,000 tickets and it sold out. But
Wow.
these venues are like 12,000 tickets or 15,000 tickets or
Oh.
17,000 tickets. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah, we haven't even got to touch it yet, but we did get to perform with him. So we got to do that and it was amazing. But as far as like the Beautifully Broken Jelly Roll
Yeah.
tour, we haven't even got to sink our teeth in it yet. But I'm so
Oh,
excited.
hey.
But October 29th.
Don't forget it, folks. October
Mm-hmm.
29th. So
Yes.
did you guys get to talk? Did you get to compare tats when you
I
were?
saw him for a minute. He gave me a big hug. He was super sweet. He just said, I told you I got you. He said, I know. I tried to believe you, but I don't know what that means. Because he had heard my song Halos and Horns that came out in June of 2022. And he had heard it on the Bobby Bones show. We released it in May, rather. And then on June 6th, I'll never forget, Jelly messaged me on Instagram. And I thought, man, that stinks. Like Jelly Roll's Instagram got hacked. Like
Yeah.
someone's gonna have to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like that's an admin issue for sure. And didn't think much of it, but it was him. And he had messaged me and he said that he loved the song and he didn't know who I was, but he really wanted to work together. And that was 2 years ago. And then, it was just kind of holding on for 2 years, just hoping like, okay, well, he has a song on hold, maybe he's gonna cut it. He told us we're gonna play with him. Maybe we'll get to play with him, and we just didn't know. And so all that to say, when we played in Canada, he just walked up to me and he goes, "I told you I got you," and he gave me the biggest hug. And that was the only interaction I had with him all weekend. But he was so sweet and he was so nice. And so we're hoping to get to maybe spend a little more time around them. They seem really involved in all the stuff that we've been watching for all the tour stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe we get to spend some time together, work on some music, that kind of stuff.
Well, cool. I'll get to talk to you in October when it really happens, and
Yes.
that'd be great. So, how about you? Any new tats for you?
I got a couple. We put out a song called Grass in the Grave a couple months ago, and I have that tattoo now, as an addition. I do my entire hand session on Monday, and I'm probably gonna throw up. I'm so excited. It's gonna hurt
You're
so
gonna use
bad.
your hand?
I do, I get my whole hand. Only one of them. I'm
Yeah.
only touching my black and white hand, but I'm doing my whole hand. You'll just have to see what it is. I'm not telling anybody what it is. I don't want anyone's
Okay.
opinions. I don't care. I'm so excited. So I do my full hand on Monday. And so we're
Oh,
also doing, so I've been trying so hard to get my first million streams on like one music platform. So Halos and Horns, when you look at it across streams, like from Amazon and iTunes and like Spotify and everything, like it's well over 1 million streams and it has been. But I still
nice.
have yet to have just like one platform with 1 million streams. So today on Friday the 13th, actually, we got our
Yes.
1 million stream for Halos and Horns. And I've been drawing on this horseshoe face tat for 2 years. And I've been drawing it on for almost every show. And so now that I got my 1 million streams, I get to get my face tat. So when I get my hand done on Monday, I'm having Jay throw my little horseshoe on for me. So I get my face tat on Monday also, which I'm
Oh, okay.
very excited.
Ooh, so I know we'll be seeing that on social media. I love that you're on social media and, get to see all the cool stuff that you're doing.
Yes.
A lot of cool
Yes.
stuff. So have you been out on tour with Lee Bryce as well for Me and My Guitar Tour? Have you been on that one?
So we started that tour in January. Well, I think we started in February, but the tour went I think through February or maybe even went into March. But he gave each opener 6 cities. So I had 6 cities.
Nice.
And it was all acoustic. I was acoustic and Lee was acoustic, and they were in these really, really cool theaters that I never got to experience in like the Northeast. And it was stunning. It was so much fun. He gave us space on the crew bus for transportation for the week. So that was amazing to just like not have to worry about budgeting for travel, because then we wouldn't have made literally anything, in the sense of like those opening spots are so little, but they're so worth it.
Yeah.
And for him to be generous enough to give us a transportation, we didn't have too many expenses. So that was an amazingly generous tour to be a part of. And it was so fun. And Lee and I got to perform our song together every night, called While We're Still Friends. We put it out while we were out there. We like released it while we were out there. So we got to perform it together every night, and that was wild. That was so fun.
So cool. Well, getting back to what's coming up in October, the Jelly Roll, the concert tour, Beautifully Broken tour. What are your goals for that tour then? Do you have goals for that?
We are really interested in to start conversations because we are fully independent. Allie Colleen Evangeline Records is still fully independent. I own it. Everything is still just me.
Nice.
My manager Bev and I, we just run everything. And
Good.
so
She's amazing.
Bev is amazing.
Amazing.
But we would really love to start conversations that kind of help us maybe get more of a support team. And so obviously Ernest is out there with Big and Loud, and I'm not sure who represents Shabuzi. And then Jelly is, with BRB right now, music group kind of thing. So
Yeah.
there's a full option of representation that's going to be out there on the road that's never seen us, that doesn't know what we do.
Yeah.
And as a fully independent female artist, like on a national leg of a tour, we're hoping to get a lot of attention. So we're hoping to start conversations in that kind of way, to maybe try and get some support. We're really hoping it launches us on a really successful tour year for 2025, because we just haven't had that yet. We still have yet to have a year of shows, like a true like 60 to 80 like show year. Like we still have yet to have that. I used to play over 100 shows a year when I was self-booking and I was doing the cover sets. I would go play for 3 hours. And so I've had my years of close to 200 shows of those kind of cover sets, but I've never got to go out for a whole year and do like alley shows, which is what we've been doing for the last almost 3 years. So we're really, really hoping to get some representation booking wise with CAA, who we're currently with, that can just keep us on the road. And then for some reason, my social numbers on an interactive ratio are really good. I'm very proud of them, as far as like who I've reached and how well they continue to interact and stay interactive with me.
Yeah.
But with that said, the number itself is not good. So I need a much higher social following number, even though I'm really proud of my ratio and my interaction. So we're really hoping to see that come from the tour as well. So just a lot of business goals. And then also, it's funny, I love my bandmates, but all of us have been waiting all year to see if we would survive each other on the road for 6 weeks. So we're also excited to just spend 6 weeks cramped together with each other and see if we all come back like in one piece. So that'll be exciting.
I mean, I just don't know how you're gonna do it. You're so busy all the time. I mean, I can't even keep track of you. That's why I thought you were out there touring, because it's like, where is she? And it's
I
like, oh my
know.
goodness.
I
6
know.
weeks.
It's funny. I was talking to my dad yesterday because this is my first free weekend coming up. It's my first free weekend in probably 5 or 6 months. And
Wow.
he goes, "Well, what have you been doing?" I said, "I don't even know. I don't even, I literally don't know what I have been doing, but I know I haven't been home like for a weekend in 6 months. So I was like, so if you get any cowboy stuff, Dad, and you need help, I'm your guy. Like, please. So I'm hoping to spend the weekend doing nothing but like monotonous barn chores, or like maybe, help. We've got a lot of property out here that he can let me help him with. So I'm hoping to do absolutely nothing. But we have been so
Aw.
busy and it has been nice.
There's
But
nothing like family time too, good for you.
yeah, yeah. And that's always few and far between. So I'm looking forward to it. Everybody's
Aw.
just so busy all the time.
Like you.
I know, I know.
I'm glad that you're sitting down for a change and
Me
spending time with
too.
us.
Yes.
Well, the next big thing is your latest single, Boys Like You. Wow, it's truly amazing, and thank you for making it real. You said this song is a banger. There are many of us out here, feel exactly what you're singing about. And, share that with us. How this
I
came to
love
life.
Boys Like You.
It
I love
does.
Boys Like You. Boys Like You came out of kind of a very serious writing season for me. It's just everything was so heavy and everything was so important. Like, while we're still friends, was something that had to be done for me in my career in the sense of like, I had to write about that lifeline. I had to do it. Grass in the Grave followed it up with like the same kind of amount of sentiment, but just different, like a little more empowering, a little more like, okay, we're going to be good now. Let's go. And I was like, can't we just have a summer banger, you guys? Jimmy Christmas. Can't we just have some fun? And so we had fun with Boys Like You. Boys Like You is such a blast. We like as a band, like love performing it. I like getting to see the girls in my front row sing about a boy's butt. My favorite thing on the planet. It's like all the girls, it's their favorite line. It's talking about what his butt looks like in those jeans. And it's just so funny because they're either 12 or like 65, but they're just like, and I'm like, yes, I know what you're talking about. I got you. So Boys Like You is so fun and it's just easy and simple and whatever. So it's been so fun to perform and so fun to do. I've actually enjoyed making the content for it also since it's not so serious. I'm just always singing it somewhere. It doesn't even matter. But I'm really enjoying it. And then we have a new single coming out that'll come out probably while we're on the tour. And then we have our new EP I decided to save for 2025. I
Oh,
didn't
you
want to
are.
save it. I
Oh,
didn't
you're
want to save
saving
it.
it.
I didn't want to
Oh,
save it, but we've had so much to prepare for to back
darn.
this entire tour. So I was like, I don't have the money right now to put into the EP project, but I will when we get back in the sense
Okay,
of
yeah.
like not knowing what we have because like I don't know, we're just little babies on this tour learning all about it. And I'm like, we have no financial backing. It's just your girl here. So we're gonna make sure that I'm ready for the tour and then take on everything else after. So but we will have a single come out between now
Okay.
and the whatever that will be launching on the
Goodness.
tour. So that'll be fun and it's called Outlaw. But right now we're just gonna keep writing out Boys Like You for the next
Okay.
week or so. I'm just gonna keep pushing it. Nothing new.
Is your EP, is that what it's gonna be called? Boys Like You as
It's
well, or
no, the EP is called Sincerely. We have a song
Sincerely?
called Rolling Stone that we've had in our set
Oh,
for probably 2 years, but it's kind of one of those like double title songs. It's called Sincerely, but everyone would know it as Rolling Stone if you
okay.
heard it, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that'll be the title track of the EP. And the only thing released that will be on the EP is Grass in the Grave.
Okay.
But Boys Like You is its own kind of project. That producer was different, so I don't think I'm gonna loop it in with Sincerely.
Yeah.
But we're very, very excited to put that out. But there's nothing commercial about Sincerely. I can promise you that. Like there's
Okay.
nothing commercial about Sincerely at all. Sincerely is just a collection of songs that I have spent time on in the last couple of years that I just can't shake as far as like, no, we have to put these out. Like we have to put
Okay.
this out. But they're not, again, it's not the next radio single and it's not anything crazy, but they're all very much about me. And the Stones album was very much about everybody else. The Stones album was about Allie as a songwriter getting to write narratives for other people and like trying to find songs that fit other people's lives and like really helped people and do whatever. And I was so proud of that. But Sincerely, I don't know if anyone will relate to any of the songs on Sincerely. I hope that they will, but I know that I do. So it's just a really private little, hey, thank you guys for like following me on more than a commercial level. I thank you guys. So I'm really excited about the release of Sincerely.
Well, then we'll have another thing to talk about. Ooh, sincerely. We will sincerely wait for that.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Wow. So the Boys Like You, like when you sing the part about another fake John Wayne, such a GD shame, F I chased it anyway. Do you change your body language? What do you do on stage with that particular two lines?
I do. I do. It's always different. It's like there's like my weird little emotional catwalk walk. If I had a catwalk walk, it's that one, and it's really slow, and you have to hit it on each of the hits of it, and then you have to roll your eyes in the shame part, and then you have to, oh, but I did it anyway. Yeah, and that's when you get to start bopping with all your little girls in the front. It's so fun.
Oh,
The Whitley line is my favorite of all of the lines
yes,
in Boys
yes,
Like You.
yeah,
Says that he loves Whitley, but only because of Wallen. That's my
yeah.
favorite one.
I do
Because
like that too.
I love Morgan Wallen, but he
Yeah.
did put out Keith Whitley and Kentucky Bluebird and a couple different things on his last album. And I swear all these boys now are like, oh, I love Whitley. I'm like, what do you know about Whitley? He's like, well, I heard Wallen sing about him, so I looked him up, but he's really good. I'm like, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's a good one.
Stop. So the Wallen line is my personal Roman Empire. I love
Oh
it.
yeah, because who doesn't like a good Keith Whitley? I mean, God took
Oh,
him too soon, way
oh
too soon.
God. Keith
Mm,
Whitley was butter.
wasn't
Keith
it?
Whitley was nothing but butter.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
good
Nothing
one.
but butter.
Oh, so music videos. We had that great one that you did, the last song, and now are
Yes.
you going to do one for Boys Like You?
I don't think so. That's our biggest thing financially is music videos because um
Yeah, they
mean my
cost.
friends are always putting out content that looks really really good and looks whatever, but it's nothing different than like what I would film with my
Okay.
iPhone. It just
Yeah.
looks really nice, you know what I mean? But it's still
Yeah.
just going to be me as the focal point singing the song in random places. I
Yeah.
can do that. I feel like I can film that well enough in the sense of like sharing my content.
Yeah.
But like music videos for me are like for like 90s country music videos like really set a staple for me on like having some kind of alternate storyline visually that maybe you didn't think of when you listen to it, just the song itself, right? So like
Yeah.
all those plot twists of like what songs are actually about or what they came from or whatever. And so I have a really hard time doing music videos without doing like some kind of huge theatrical, really expensive
Okay.
production music video.
Oh,
And so that's why we've only ever gotten to do one. We've only ever got to do While We're Still
that one.
Friends.
Mm.
Um, and so our next one, I don't know what the next one will be. I would love to do one for Outlaw. Um,
Oh,
but I don't know that we would have any kind of budget for like having like the scenes that I would like to have an Outlaw.
why don't
But
you start a Kickstarter? I mean, I just met a producer who does a show called Space Command, and he's done everything for all the sci-fi, and yet, and he's independent and he can make what he
Mhm.
wants. And he did a Kickstarter, and now he's making a movie because of it. Come on, girl, let's get a
Yeah,
Kickstarter out there so we can
yeah,
get you some money.
I don't know. I don't really believe in that kind of business, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know that I'm a GoFundMe Kickstarter guy. I work really hard and I just
I
budget
know
for my
you do,
stuff.
but we want your dreams to come true.
I don't know if I'm a, hey, do you guys want to help me pay for my own music video?
Well, because we would love to see it.
Something about that gives
Just
me
think
the ick.
about it.
Gives me the ick of myself.
Oh,
No.
goodness. Oh,
I
you're
will,
so
I'll think about
special.
it. I'll think about it.
You're special, but we all love you. You look at your fan base and we would do anything for you. So,
I keep seeing that over and over again, just people showing up for no reason other than they just wanted to, and it's so wild.
yeah,
It's been so kind.
that's what
It's been
fans do
so
when they love
supportive.
you. Wow.
It's been so supportive. It's been so cool.
Yeah, but we will support you any way you want. By
Get
showing up and
tattoos.
going to Spotify and getting all your music on Spotify. That's the best place to get it.
Get tattoos. I've been coming up to shows lately, and there's a friend of mine now who's really, really kind. Her name's Casey, and she always draws on a horseshoe. Like so she always comes with her little face
Oh,
tat on, and it
nice.
makes my world. I've been seeing a lot of kids with my tattoos on because we sell like temporary tattoos at our
Yes.
shows. And I've been seeing a lot of kids with Allie Colleen tattoos on. I think they're so cool. I have a lot of friends that have never wanted tattoos ever that are like, I have a friend now who's gonna get a tattoo for Betsy, my guitar, who I kind of lost. I still have her and she's okay, but I don't think I'll ever be able to play her again. Her whole
Aw.
body got messed up in the trailer on our last run. like my
Oh,
baby, like I've never played a show without her.
how
And so I have
sad.
and so now I have a friend, one of my one of my friends who's became my friend because they follow my music. So at one point was a fan, but just a friend of mine now. They want to get a tattoo for Betsy now. And I'm like, people are even getting tattoos for my guitar. Like, this is such a wild world. People are so kind. It's awesome. It's awesome to see.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it is
Yeah.
true. Like I said, I got to experience your fans and I was like just blown away. It was just something I journal and I could you're in my journal. Just that whole experience of she's the
They're
best.
so cool. They're so sweet to me. It's awesome. And I'm happy you got to see it too, because I talk about it all the time, and I just don't think people get it. Like, I know everyone has their own world with their fans, and they think it's wild and individual and whatever. But I don't know. Mine are pretty different.
They
My people
are.
have my back. My people have my back. Absolutely.
Exactly. You don't need no bodyguards because you got a whole lot of
No,
them,
we
girl.
good. We good.
You do. Also, what about this? I'm gonna see if I pronounce it right. Appalachia sessions? Is that how you say
The
it?
Appalachia sessions.
That
It's
was
so
pretty
hard.
cool. Talk about
Appalachia
that.
is hard enough, but then you
I
put sessions on it, and
know.
they had me redo my voice liner probably 6 times because I was like, my
See?
Appalachia sessions. I still can't do it very well. But that's so cool. Appalachia sessions are really, really cool. I got to do them twice. So they film it in Knoxville. And the
Wow.
first time we were part of it was in 2022, and they were having it at just like this really cool theater in Knoxville. And they bring kids, middle school and high school, so anywhere from 5th grade to 12th grade.
Nice.
Um, and they all come and they just get to experience a day of music production in the sense of like getting to like to see a show. And like I come and I play 4 or 5 songs. They always have a big band that plays a lot of like Appalachia bluegrass music. And then they all usually have an artist that is successful that came from Appalachia, whether like on whatever scale tier of music they do to this day, they still came from Appalachia. And um all of these things. And I have no connection with Appalachia at all. I don't know anything about it. I wasn't raised on bluegrass music, none of that, but I do absolutely love the opportunity to be a part of music education with children. When I was in 2020, I had the opportunity to teach like an after school program with students in Oklahoma
Wow.
over songwriting, and it was just so cool to get to work with students in songwriting. Also, I came from a town that had no music focus at all. Everything was about sports, when I grew up, kind of thing. So a lot of the stuff for them is agriculture, that kind of thing. So they just don't have a lot of outlets when it comes to music, and so that's the whole point of the Appalachia sessions. So it's on TV. I'm not sure what network picks it up.
Okay.
Um,
We'll look it
but
up.
uh but they do it on TV. They also have their own streaming service, I think, that they do it from as well, and a couple other things. But it's really cool to go. And then they've been doing it at a college campus recently, so that they can also integrate the students to come and do a college tour that isn't so just like intimidating or scary or whatever, coming from usually first generation college student families kind of thing. So it's really, really cool to get to go do that. And that was actually where I traded my bracelet my mom bought me the other day. This girl came up to me and gave me a bracelet, and I just took mine off and gave it to her. And then later I was like, "Oh, my mom bought me that. Dang it!" But she was
I
so
hopefully mom's
sweet.
not watching this.
She was so sweet. Yeah, mom, don't worry about it. Don't
Yeah.
listen.
Get me another one.
But getting to interact with students is actually really, really special for me. It's funny. Bev likes to watch it because I also don't do very well with kids. I don't understand that I'm not their age. It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm always like, hey, fix yourself. Don't do that. Don't talk to me like that. And someone's always like, they're kids. I'm like, they should know better. And I don't care. So it's really, there's always a ticking time clock with Allie interacting with kids. Bev will be like, all right, she's had enough. She's gonna say something stupid soon. We gotta get her away. And I'll be like, one of you guys hits me again, I swear. But
That's
they're
what Bev's
so
there for.
fun. And that's why I'm so close with my nieces and nephews too, because I think we're the same age, even though they're like literally 9 years old.
Really?
And so they're so fun to be around. We have so much fun. So I actually do love kids. But it's
And
funny. Bev's
your
always like,
sisters are like, okay, that's Allie for you.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Aunt Allie doesn't watch the kids. Aunt Allie just goes like Aunt Allie just is with the kids and also needs to be watched. Like, yes, yes, it's so fun.
That's so you. Wonderful.
It's so fun.
There's other things to talk about, but I have to ask you about that mermaid makeup session. What was that? That was
Did you see
really,
Cruella?
yes, all of that. What is up with all that?
Cruella was so good. The mermaid was good too.
Yes, but Corella was
The mermaid, those prosthetics that I used were given to me as a gift from a fan from one of the Libri shows. My friend Brandy, who runs the Sea Turtle Recovery in New Jersey that we always work with, she brought those prosthetics to the show for me because she knows that I'm obsessed with Halloween. So I do costumes every single year. I work really hard to show my fans low budget ways to make like high budget costumes.
Yeah. Cool.
Or because especially if they have like multiple kids, I can't imagine buying multiple costumes every year, like trying to figure it out. So I
Yeah.
teach them ways like to elevate what they already have at home with like makeup because I love gore, like gore cosplay and gore makeup and like Halloween makeup. So
Yeah.
it's just something that we do, and we get ready on Facebook Live, and it usually takes me anywhere from 2 to 4 hours
Nice.
to do one look. So we get ready on Facebook Live the whole time. And then we go over to TikTok and Instagram to post about it. So we have to use all three of our platforms. But I have people sponsor costumes every year. I have people
Wow.
that will come to my shows with like just like a little bit of some kind of like Halloween, like maybe just like a little gash eye or something over
Yeah.
here. And I'm like, you guys are so cool. You look so cool. Everyone's checking on them the whole show. I'm like, they're fine. I see their sequins in that blood. They're fine. Leave them alone. I love it so much. It's so cool. And so since we are on the road almost all of October and November this year, because even though
Yes.
we don't leave for tour until the 29th, Bev and I have to be in Boston for an entire week for kind of a side quest project that we're doing that we get to talk about in like 2025. So we're really
Oh,
excited about those kind of things. But all that to say, so I started in September. So all September I'm doing costume stuff for my
okay.
followers so
Nice.
that maybe they even have a month in advance if they want to like replicate any of my costumes or do my
Cool.
costumes.
I
But
appreciate. I'm
Cruella
going
has
to.
been most requested because of my hair.
Nice your hair.
So I did my version of Cruella 2 nights ago, and I've showered twice, and I still have like
Look at that. You do.
I still have my like bloodline across my chest. I can't get it off. There's
You're
sequins all over my
amazing.
bathroom right now. They're driving me insane. They're on the bottom of my feet, and it's driving me absolutely wild. But I love it. So Cruella was my favorite, but the
Yes.
mermaid was very cool. And I think Beetlejuice will be next.
I'm
Mhm.
so there. That's what I want to
Yeah.
do.
Well,
What I
yeah,
want
we're
to
gonna do Beetlejuice next.
do.
I'm very excited.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, from Beetlejuice to Sea Turtle Recovery. There you go. Let's talk about that. I follow that
Mhm.
with you. It's just amazing, right? Those creatures are just God-given.
They're amazing. Brandy and Bill with Sea Turtle Recovery in New Jersey are the only hub on our northeast coast. So when the turtles go into cold shock, which is like what happens when they fail to migrate. So if they fail to swim south before the water gets too cold, their body just quits working in those waters. It's like the same thing as like a hypothermia for a turtle.
Oh,
Like so, but they
wow.
call it cold stunned or cold shocked. And so without Bill and Brandy being in New Jersey, the turtles would never survive the 14-15 hour car ride down to Florida and where else and maybe North Carolina or South Carolina, one of those two has a hub, but usually still we're usually always having to transport them down south. So without Bill and Brandy being in New Jersey, there's so many the species conservation just wouldn't work on the northeast coast at all. So like they're so detrimental. Like what they're doing is so important. It's literally just Bill and Brandy. And the zoo there in West Orange gives them a facility, like his has this whole facility for them to use. But outside of that, it's all personally funded. Like it's not government funded. It's funded by the zoo. It's not
Oh,
funded by anything like
wow.
that. So they have to get, I think they get like some grants and stuff maybe, but most of it is just raising money themselves. And so since 2019, we've tried our best to do anything that we could to raise money to help Bill and Brandy and what they do. And then so we went up and played a show for them just recently, and it wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be. I didn't sell half as many tickets as I wanted to. Just it was a location thing,
Yeah.
but anyway, I say that to say we did raise what we could raise, and we raised him a couple $1,000s. And I think 3 nights
Nice.
later, as we're coming home, the building got struck by lightning, and there was a whole fire, and like all the
Oh,
turtles made it, and they were okay, but they had to move them into a different facility. Like so, they've had a
oh,
really tough year. So all that to say, we're still trying to raise as much money as we can for Sea Turtle Recovery because they just had again a fire in the clinic,
oh.
which was really hard for them. And just knowing that like we're helping as much as we can, it's never even really that helpful. So we're always trying to help them. But I've worked with them since 2019, and they're amazing. And right now, they actually just released pickles. So
Nice.
my fan club will
Pickle.
support a turtle like a couple times a year, and we always name them. And the
Okay.
last one that we had was Olaf
Yeah.
because he came in the winter, and I love Olaf, so we named him Olaf. And then this most recent one, I let the fan club like suggest a bunch of names, and then said, "Hey, I'll pick one if you guys submit names." And someone submitted Pickles, and Bev and I love Pickles, and she's Pickle D and I'm Pickle Dumb, and we love Pickles. So Pickles won. Pickles won the name competition for sure, and they actually just released Pickles after we got to go up and meet him, kind of thing. So I think he was successfully released. He had a respiratory issue and a GI tract issue that took forever to fix, but they're working so hard up there, and
So,
it's really important. What they're doing is really important. And I grew up. My mom runs a wildlife rehabilitation clinic in Oklahoma, so
nice.
that's why it's my thing. I grew up in a clinic that is fully, you know, nonprofit funded and that kind of thing. And it's just crazy how much work it is to just hopefully rehabilitate and send these animals back out and not, domesticate them at all in any kind of way or anything like that. So it's a lot of work. It's so much work. So I'm so grateful for what Berlin Brandy do at the Sea Turtle Recovery. They're incredible.
So how can our viewers reach them for donations to help out?
We have a lot of posts on our sites, or
Okay.
on our stuff that you guys can like find them from us, just Sea Turtle Recovery. It's also known as STR. New Jersey, their branding is just a big, like a navy-ish blue sea turtle
Okay.
cover as far as like finding the right nonprofit online. But you can always find it from I know on Instagram there's several videos up right now where it's like the key photo is a turtle. So you're gonna know exactly which one it is. And you guys can go donate to them directly.
Yeah.
But they need so much help right now, especially with the fire. But none of the turtles were affected by the fire, just their just the clinic itself. So that's good and bad. But they're amazing. They're so kind. They've been, and they were just fans. We met in 2019 because they were just fans of the music and wanted to know if we could work together at all or just do anything. And ever since then, they've came to all the shows and been so supportive. And they're really special people. They are.
Yeah, I just looked at seaturtlerecovery.org. So for all of our viewers to go out there and donate, because like you said, it's one of God's creatures and we've got to keep them safe,
Yeah.
So cheers to them. Well, that's very good. Thank you for sharing your time with us. We've got some new music coming up, your tour. I think the closest to us here in the West Coast is like somewhere down in Texas, and
Yeah, it'll probably be. I think it's Austin.
Austin. So
I know
I
he's
might
got a
come to
full West
Austin.
Coast. Yeah, he has a full West Coast tour, obviously for you guys. But as far as maybe on it, I'm not. So
Yeah.
come to one that I'm on, please.
Yes,
Like,
I want to go. I
please,
think I'm coming to Austin to see you.
so come to
Actually,
Austin. Oh, I know we finish in Jacksonville after that. So it's
yeah.
like kind of last one, like one of the last ones. So maybe like November, probably 20th or something like that.
Yeah.
But yes, come see us. It'll be so fun.
For sure, because it'll be worth it. Road trip.
It'll be so fun. It'll be so fun.
Well, any last words for us about your crazy life?
I don't think so. It's just gonna get crazier, I think. So I look forward to the next time when we get to catch up about it. But thank you, Judy, for being so sweet. I look forward to seeing you wherever we do see you, and also doing Hollywood Times again. Always an honor. Always exciting.
We will talk to you in October after your first tour with Jelly Roll. We will be talking to you when you can give us a minute, even if it's
I
on
know.
an iPhone walking around.
I'm gonna have a face tat.
I know, and we need to share that too. So you keep us posted on that.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
We'll put up all your social media so our viewers can see this, and we'll be putting this up on the Hollywood Times official YouTube. So you'll have that if you want for your all your social media.
Perfect.
So we appreciate it. Thank you so much, kiddo.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you keep on making that music out there. You hear me?
Next time I will. Bye.
Thank you so much.